Atlantic salmon have faced numerous detrimental threats over the years. Threats to salmon have increasingly escalated annually, and we have been continuously busy with many restoration efforts to help restore the Atlantic salmon population. By helping eliminate some of the major threats towards salmon, we can significantly help bring back a healthy population number of salmon to our rivers again. Waterway dams have caused devastating mortality rates in Atlantic salmon. The most obvious consequence of man-made dams is the blockage it causes to migration pathways of salmon. Dams, along with blocking migration pathways, can also cause serious harm or death to many salmon. Frequently, salmon are found unknowingly going over a spillway or even through turbines of a hydroelectric dam. Dams create water reservoirs that reduce the flow of rivers, which causes salmon to be more vulnerable to predators for longer periods of time. The lack of rapid water flow also causes sediment disposition that can prevent and endanger salmon rearing and spawning habitat. Hatcheries have recently been mentioned as a major humanly caused threat to salmon. Artificial propagation has potentially created what could cause the ultimate downfall of wild Atlantic salmon. Although it has significantly helped increase salmon population numbers, hatcheries have produced domesticated breeds of salmon which have decreased genetic variability, thus inducing domesticated varieties mixing with meager populations of wild salmon that still remain in our rivers. To present a more informative explanation, each and every salmon hatchery produces its own type of now domesticated salmon. Once hatcheries release their salmon, they are essentially stocking hundreds of varieties of modified salmon breeds on top of wild salmon populations. Because these domesticated salmon are in such large numbers in comparison to wild salmon, they dominate the population and reduce the chance of prosperity amongst the current wavering wild breeds of salmon. Diseases can be found affecting salmon in natural environments as well as hatchery environments. Atlantic salmon are at risk of bacterial, viral, and fungal diseases. Parasites such as sea lice are a huge threat to salmon populations. Fin fish aquaculture in our waters have significantly increased sea lice populations among salmon and other fish species, as they elevate the rate of sea lice population. One adverse epidemic that became a threat to salmon was the outbreak of spruce budworm in 1975. This insect surge became one of the primary tipping points of endangerment towards Atlantic salmon. The insecticide spraying in Maine and New Brunswick to kill off the spruce budworm was the initial issue that arose, becoming the threat to salmon. A study done by Wayne L. Fairchild in Gulf Fisheries Center, Fisheries and Oceans Canada, Moncton, and New Brunswick states the spruce budworm pesticide effects on Atlantic salmon.
Between 1975 and 1985, Madasil 1.8D was applied to forests in Atlantic Canada to control damage from the spruce budworm. After spraying, estimated concentrations of 4-NP in water fell within a range in which estrogenic effects might be anticipated. The spraying coincided with final stages of smolt development in salmon. Salmon catch data were evaluated considering effects on survival of the smolt stage. There was a significant negative relationship between their turns of salmon and the proportion of tributaries sprayed within the Restigouche River drainage basin in 1977. There was also a broader event of unusually heavy salmon smolt mortality in 1977, which contains a significant relationship indicating that where Madasil 1.8D spraying occurred, the smolt mortality increased. For 16 rivers exposed to spraying between 1973 and 1990, a significant proportion of the lowest salmon catches coincided with Madasil 1.8D spraying.
Salmon population numbers are so low now that predators are consuming what little salmon are left in our rivers. Large numbers of predators compared to prey and low numbers of buffer species populations have induced decreasing amounts of returning adult spawners. With other prey buffer species such as the alewife, which have also been overfished in the past and are in low numbers, salmon are in more danger of being caught by predators. Forest, agriculture, and other land use practices have caused reduced habitat complexity in rivers. Log driving was a common practice that was used to transport lumber down rivers to mills. The neutrality of many rivers was destroyed due to the removal of boulders and logs to better facilitate log drives. Many riverbank trees were removed as well, further destroying river habitat. Log driving has affected the width and depth ratios as well as temperatures in rivers for over 200 years.